crashed and thrashed the front end of my Cervelo P5. So we are 8.5 weeks out from Ironman Texas, which is April 24th. And today we are back downtown Austin for a track workout with Jeff, my running coach, and some of his other athletes I've been training with for the past couple months. This is my first workout back with them after the marathon because one, that first week we just took very easy, and then we had bad weather that second week, and then our snowstorm last week. So I've been doing speed workouts, tempo workouts on my own, but nothing with Jeff and the team since the marathon, which I've been missing. Like getting together with a group of people to run with a similar or the same goal makes training a whole lot more fun, a whole lot more easy, and the session just goes like that, goes very fast. So today I believe we have some 1,000-meter repeats, some 800-meter repeats. We're going to knock out this workout, and then we're going directly to the pool to swim with Natasha. It's also been a little bit since we've swam. Right around the marathon, the focus was no key swims. We were just so focused on the run. And then again, we got hit with the snowstorm here in Austin, so pools were closed. But this is like the last week before we transition into some big outdoor events. Like all of my big bike rides moving forward are going to be outside, not on the trainer anymore. All of my big swims are going to be in open water in Quarry Lake here in the Austin area, so not really in the pool anymore. So training is shifting more towards Ironman conditions and race day conditions. So let's knock out this morning workout, run directly into a swim.
Good, man. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm trying to level up here, Jeff.
Huh?
I gotta level up, man.
Level up everything. Okay, so that workout, I want to talk about that a little bit. It didn't go necessarily how I wanted it to in terms of like perceived effort and feel. Hit my paces, hit the splits, hit everything I had to do. I completed the workout to the standard, but I didn't feel 100%. And I want to bring this up because I feel like it needs to be addressed in terms of building fitness. This is something that all athletes feel at some point. You know, we've had a big training block so far where we started Ironman prep and simultaneously training for the sub 3 hour marathon. And then we really shifted a lot of focus to this marathon build while simultaneously swimming and cycling and building that fitness. Hit the sub 3 hour goal. Took like a week and a half of rest and recovery, and then immediately started the Ironman build again, which we're in right now. And when you're in this build, the build is to improve and build fitness by improving efficiencies and strengths in muscular endurance, cardiovascular endurance, muscular strength. Those are the things we're trying to do. Build muscular and cardiovascular endurance and muscular strength to build power, to get stronger, to become more efficient at these individual sports, swimming, cycling, and running for this Ironman. And through that build, there's also other stressors in life. There is work and home life and your family, and like this big snowstorm last week. There's all these stressors that build up, lack of sleep, anything can be a stressor added to your life, and that adds to the build. So not only is fitness a stressor to you and your body's ability to recover, but also external factors as well. And I bring that up because you have to be aware and smart when you're in this fitness build. Like right now, today's workout didn't go necessarily as planned. Doesn't mean that we have to make adjustments right away, but it's something that needs to be monitored and watching subjective and objective data to decide, okay, do we have to pull back in certain parts of training? Do we have to manipulate training or move things around in order to continue this build, to build fitness, to build efficiencies? So not every workout is the same. You're gonna have some good ones, you're gonna have some bad ones. It's just part of it. Today's workout met the standard, but in my opinion, wasn't a great workout in terms of the way I felt. So keep at it. We'll knock out this swim, and volume's high right now, intensity's high, but we're trying to hit that sub 10 hour Ironman, baby.
Entering in line with that shoulder, and not sometimes you cross it over to where you enter in line with that head. So that's the only focus right now, is just make sure you're entering wider than you typically do at this moment in time. So enter, extend, keep the extension in line with the shoulder, and keep that arm out there until this arm comes around and this arm starts to enter, and again in line with the shoulder, and then reach. And as you're doing that, I want you to think, as you're entering in line with the shoulder and you're reaching out, think about driving this hip down to get more extension and kind of get your core involved with that extension. Okay. So we'll look at that. So right now we're just doing sculling drills, and so we're just trying to develop a good feel for the water, and then we're also trying to make sure that he gets his hands in a good position to be able to propel water back, push water back. Right now, as he's pulling, because he's doing it so aggressively, he's dropping his elbow, and we're just trying to make sure that his elbow is getting on top of his wrist and his fingertips, and so being a little softer on the front part of his catch before he then pushes water back as fast as possible. Then accelerate. Set it up. Accelerate. Gotcha. Right now, you're going too quick. Okay.
Sometimes you just have to have a rougher run in the morning to have a really good swim. So, we started off the day with perceived effort, feeling a little rough on some of those repeats. But then coming into swim, addressing some issues that we've been having, some form issues. Today was a form focused session, taking a lot away from the day, and then it just adds onto the build that we're currently in. We're building fitness, we're building volume, intensity, and if your form is more effective and more efficient, well, you can build more efficiently, right? Like, so if you're more efficient on your run, if you're more efficient on your swim and your bike form and technique and your bike fit and everything in between, You can train more efficiently. You can build better and faster and safer, and mitigate injury along the way. We are in the build, 8.5 weeks out. So it is Sunday, and Sundays now mean long bike rides. So we have a 4.5 hour bike directly into, I believe, a 30-minute run. So I'm meeting up with Natasha and some other cyclists and some other triathletes this morning, and we're riding outside. So we weren't sure based off the weather. The weather's nice, so this brick today is going to be outside. It'll be about a 5-hour training session. So I'm getting the bike set up right now. I have my bike computer on it, which is synced up to everything I have. This is the Edge 530 by Garmin. I have all my fuel. So we're going to have the BPN truck following us today. I have my spring energy gels right here that will be on my bike. I have 8 bottles that are set up. I can carry 1 bottle right here, 1 bottle on the back behind my seat, and I have this drink carrier up front. But I have 8 bottles filled up. Each bottle has 2 scoops of G1M Sport. So each bottle will have 40 grams of carbohydrates and 700 milligrams of sodium. Tires are pumped up, bike set up, and then one other thing that I am adding today, because I have been chafing on these longer rides, chamois butter. I'm going to throw chamois butter all over my undercarriage. So, step 1, step 2, let's go ride. Yeah, I got one. So we're about to take off, all kitted up. I just want to show you guys kind of my fluid water situation that I will be carrying on this bike. Now, I do have the BPN team right here that will be in my truck trailing us and the other riders here. But this is what I'm carrying initially from takeoff. So I have this water hydration carrier here that I can drink an Aero. This has about 24 ounces of fluid with 2 scoops of G1M Sport. I have my computer right over top. I have another bottle right here, another 2 scoops of G1M Sport, and then a bottle back here, same thing, 2 scoops G1M Sport. So I'm carrying, at once about 75 ounces of fluid, and then I have my gels in the gel carrier compartment. So we're all set up, ready to rock. Crazy.
So first of all, as far as goals for today, this will be a success for a number of reasons if we finish the ride and we feel good. So what can we do to feel good is make sure that we nail our fueling. And so we've put all our fuel in the truck, and so every hour to 90 minutes we're going to stop to have to refuel to make sure we're staying on top of hydration, staying on top of calories, throughout this whole ride, okay? Second thing is we'll make sure we go easy enough. Today is just about getting feel for riding on the road, changing gears. It's not about how hard we can go, okay? So it's just, let's cruise, take our time. Because most of us are on time trial bikes, we're not gonna ride in packs. Let's just be very mindful of that. If you do go into aero position, give yourself space between you and the person in front of you, at least a bike's length. A lot of us haven't been riding outside, and so handling, we don't know. So let's just be mindful and give each other more space, and then let's also be very verbal out there to call out stuff that's in the road for those that might not be aware. So all of you guys point it out, call it out, be safe. If you're coming up to a turn ahead of time, say turning right or point right, so those behind you know that we're slowing down, we're going right. We'll probably be behind Mike. And then finally, it's just, if you haven't ridden outside for a very long time, it's just getting an understanding of the force that you're putting out on the pedals and power, because you're now creating it all yourself versus erg. So when you're climbing or going at a certain clip, make sure you're seeing the interplay between what cadence you're in, how it feels, and then the power you're putting out. So this will be fun. Let's just be safe, be verbal, and we'll get going. Fuel, so it's going to take 5.5 hours. Worst case scenario, there's a truck for you to get into with the bikes. Got that. But anyway, be in it for the long haul.
So we're 35 miles in right now. And these roads are pretty rough. We're on some backcountry roads here in the hill country of Texas. And I've hit some pretty gnarly potholes and bumps and stuff. And coming up, you know, down this little draw here, come up the hill, I just heard like the loudest push. Even like Tyler and Yola could hear it from the truck. It was very, very loud. I have tubeless tires, so I obviously have a puncture somewhere because the seal broke between the tire and the wheel well. So I'm assuming there's just a huge tear somewhere. But I mean, you can see my bike. It's pretty dirty right now. It's wet and the roads are very slick, but I kind of saw this coming with just the conditions of some of the roads that we're riding on. There's no way to salvage this. I don't have another tire with me. Damn it.
Hey, where are you?
Hey, I punctured my front tire.
Oh my god, okay, so we'll come back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we can get that changed up. Okay.
Well, it's tubeless. I don't have another tire with me.
Oh, shit.
Damn it! Well, nothing a multi-tool can't fix. I'm sure we can find some sort of solution here. I think what we gotta do, we gotta whittle ourselves a wheel and tire here. I don't reckon any of these folks around here have a spare. Where's Natasha? they got real far from me. You know, you think I would have learned my lesson during Ironman Prep Season 1. I failed to do proper PCIs today. That seems like the story of my life when it comes to bikes. Didn't bring spare tube. I put the quick release on the back tire. I did not put the quick release on the front tire. And I don't have the Allen tool. Combination of bad things right now coming together. But I bet you Natasha has a solution. This multi-tool ain't doing shit.
I
Alright.
had no idea we got so far ahead of you.
You guys are pretty far. I was like, they're gone.
The truck. Yeah, I got it right here.
I have levers.
How fast are you going?
Like 45.
Let's see what our situation is. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, let's roll. Tailwind.
So right now we're 3 hours into the ride, about 54 miles. The beginning started pretty slow, just based off of like the roads we were on, the terrain, the roads were super slick in the beginning. Now, just based off road conditions and route changes, where we're at, we can push out a whole lot more power. So pushing out some big watts. So hopefully the roads come facilitate some big watts, baby.
Now that you're coming around, it's like a lightning struck, and I can't keep my feet on the ground.
complete. We did about like 89 miles. I made it 150 feet to the finish line to where we parked this morning, and I tanked it so hard. So the last like 2 miles, it started raining really heavy on me. And I turned the last corner, I can see the gas station where we all parked, and I don't know what happened. I mean, you can see this. I hit something, and I mean, this might be the issue of I had to put a tube in a tubeless tire, but I hit something. It ripped the tire straight off the wheel, and then it locked up. I mean, the whole front is just all fucked up. The back's good. Luckily, like the back components are good, but like this got all twisted up, and I lost control and just hit the ground so hard. I don't know if I'm bleeding or whatnot, but I made it 100. I swear, like 150 feet from where we were gonna finish, and then I tanked it and trashed the bike. So I'll have to get this fixed up, but next step, walk up to the finish line, which is, I can see it. I can see everyone up there. And then we got 4 miles to run, baby. Finish off this brick, finish off this week of training. Today is Sunday. Tomorrow, we're right back at it. 8 weeks out. Here we go. I crashed and thrashed the front end of my Cervelo P5. So I'm back home now, got the bike cleaned, got some food in me. I'm going to drop off the bike early this week at a bike shop to get the front end fixed. But overall, to wrap up today's ride was the first outdoor ride of this entire Ironman prep so far. You know, we've been doing a lot of our training, all of our training, on the trainer, indoors, on Zwift, which has allowed us to get so much stronger on the bike. And then taking all that training outdoors today, the first hour, I will say the first hour I felt like a new baby fawn trying to walk, where it just wasn't comfortable. Just like bike handling wasn't comfortable, confidence on some of the slick ground and on some of the roads wasn't comfortable. But after an hour, all that confidence came back. And I was very happy with that second half of that ride. We ran into some big straightaways and some opportunities to push a lot of power, and I was pushing a lot of power, and I felt very strong. Like very, very strong. Even me and Natasha were talking after the ride, saying it's obvious that all the big gear work that we've been doing, all of the sweet spot work that we've been doing, it paid off. And we're seeing that on these outdoor big rides. So all of my big rides on Sundays moving forward will be outdoors. So Saturdays are my big runs. Like yesterday was Saturday, I had a 15-mile run in the morning. And I think I held like an 8:06 minute per mile pace, keeping heart rate around like 144, 145. And then Sundays are my bricks. So a big bike directly into a run. But today was really solid, other than crashing my bike and messing up the front end. So we'll see you guys in the next video.